Hey, what is up YouTube? This is the Merman Master coming at you guys from the Team Time Riders Yugioh channel, and I'm very excited today because I am going to be profiling my Aster Phoenix Destiny Hero character deck. Big shout outs to Bill Estes and to Masked Hero Yugioh for the suggestion to do this deck profile next. Had, a couple different things going on, but finally here to be able to bring this deck profile to you guys. So a little bit about this deck. Does have a couple of the new cards, but the idea behind it is that the main monster you're going to be using to win your game are all of the old Destiny heroes that Aster used to ran back in the day. So, without further ado, let's get started. And this is not going to be like any other deck profile, and we're first going to be starting things out with the extra deck. Reason being, it's only 3 cards, and the extra deck is so important to everything in the main deck. So we have to start with this first because it's going to make all of the main deck stuff make sense a little bit later down the line. So first starting things out, we have the final D. When Aster wants to give the D to people, he gets Destiny End Dragoon. Now, Destiny End Dragoon does not have its anime effect, but its regular effect is almost as good. It's basically, you can pop a monster your opponent controls, and if it's face up, you inflict damage equal to that monster's attack power to your opponent. You cannot conduct your battle phase during the turn you activate this effect, however. And one other thing to note is that while this card is named Destiny End Dragoon, it is not a Destiny hero monster. In addition, it has a graveyard effect that if it is there in your graveyard during your next standby phase, you can remove from play 1 Destiny hero monster and special summon Destiny End Dragoons back to your board. So, that's that. Now for the final 2 cards in this extra deck, and no others, we have 2 copies of Destiny Hero Dominance. Besides Destiny End Dragoon, Aster ran no other fusion monsters. However, I justify running this card because it single-handedly makes this Destiny Hero deck not only able to be run, but also a very viable option. Now, I tried to build a Aster Phoenix, Destiny Hero deck that did not have any of these newer cards in it, and it just did not work. This card right here is the single reason why a ton of your old Destiny heroes are now suddenly good and able to be run again. So, about this effect and why is it so useful? So, Destiny Hero Dominance will be mostly summoned off of Destiny heroes from your deck using the Fusion Destiny Fusion spell card, and it has 3 fantastic effects. So once per turn, you can select you or your opponent and take a look at the top 5 cards of either player's deck, and then you can stack those cards in any order that you want. So that is like basically the perfect kind of play for your Destiny Hero Diamond Dude to make sure that you could stack a spell card off the top of your deck. However, there is a ton of different cards in this deck that draw cards, meaning that this stacking effect, the way you stack your cards, matters a lot. Now, Aster's original character design and the way that the Destiny heroes were originally designed was while Jaden's cards give you effects right away, Aster's, you have to wait a couple of turns for the quote-unquote destiny to, come into play here. And that's exactly what we're looking for with this card. And this card, sort of really embodies and brings to life that philosophy of Aster's character deck building style. And so, being able to use your Diamond Dude is great. He also has an effect that when he attacks and destroys a monster by battle, you can draw 1 card from your deck. So you can stack the top of your deck, destroy something by battle, and draw a card. His final effect is probably his best effect in that he is able to, when he is destroyed, special summon any 3 level 8 or lower Destiny hero monsters from your graveyard back to your field. So if you send all 3 from your deck to your graveyard using Fusion Destiny, you can get them all back to the field when Destiny Hero Dominance is destroyed. And not only that, but Fusion Destiny will destroy Dominance during the end phase of your opponent's turn, meaning you can start your turn fresh with 3 new Destiny heroes on your field. So that's going to do it for that, and it's going to make this deck profile a lot easier to explain, I promise. Now, getting onto the main deck, guys, and we're starting things out right now with 2 copies of Destiny Hero Diamond Dude. Now, Diamond Dude is one of the key players in your deck, so I have to have him in here at 2 because once per turn, you can take a look and excavate the top card of your deck. And if it's a spell card, you can send that card to the graveyard and then activate it during your next turn's main phase. The coolest part about this card is that by sending the spell card to the graveyard, you do not have to activate the cost. You do not have to, get the cost. You only get the effect. So for instance, Destiny Draw requires you to discard a Destiny Hero from your hand to your graveyard. However, under Diamond Dude, Destiny Draw will draw you 2 cards. The same philosophy would work, for instance, if you were running Bonding H2O from Bastion's deck. If you mill that off the top of the deck, you can special summon a Water Dragon to your field using that effect without having to tribute 2 face-up Hydrogeddons and 1 face-up Oxygeddon. So super, super good. And using Destiny Hero Dominance, of course, you can stack the top of your deck and make sure that you get exactly what you need on the top. Next card we've got in this deck is 2 copies of Destiny Hero Fearmonger. Now, Fearmonger is a super, super good card because, while you don't really run him in sort of the main style of build, he's great for the fact that you can wait to have the monster that's special summoned by his effect come during the next standby phase. So there's, when he's destroyed by battle, you pair him up with like Captain Tenacious, and he can create a potent continual destruction effect that keeps getting you Destiny Heroes back to your board. I actually like to use him for a very specific and crazy combo that I started up with Destiny Hero Draw Hand, who is also in this deck as well, to basically stack the top of your opponent's deck and mill some crazy stuff off the top of it. So I'll show you guys that combo a little bit later. But for now, we've got Fearmonger in this deck at 2 copies. The next card we've got at 2 copies, and you can, of course, put it down to 1, is 2 copies of Destiny Hero Dasher. Now, Dasher is a very interesting card, and I mostly like to send it off of Fusion Destiny, primarily because Destiny Hero Dasher is better in the graveyard than he is on the field. First and foremost, he is a great attack booster for your Destiny Hero Dreadmaster, but what he is also good for is that if you have him in the graveyard one time and you draw into a monster card, you can special summon that monster card to the field instead of adding it to your hand. So that's super good. If you draw a Dreadmaster and you think that you bricked, or you drew a Diamond Dude and you want to summon it, or you want to get extra tributes on the field for Plasma or Dogma, Dasher comes in there and is clutch for turning Brick Destiny Hero monsters in your hand to advantage on your board. Super, super good, and that 2100 attack points, as I said, can come in very, very big handy for all sorts of different plays. The final 2 of card that we have in this deck, or should I say, wait for that, is not actually going to be Destiny Hero Malicious. He is not in this deck, guys, because just running 2 copies of him, he just bricked way too often. And the kind of advantage you're looking for with Destiny Hero Malicious is more of the synchro or link variation and shuffling him back and being able to use his effect. But with Destiny Heroes right now, that's not really the option. Speaking of cards you can just normal or special summon, we've got 1 copy of Destiny Hero Double Dude. Now, Double Dude is an awesome card because he is basically able to attack twice, and if he's destroyed during your next standby phase, you get 2 Double Dude tokens to the field, and these are tokens that you can use along with 1 other Destiny Hero monster to special summon Destiny Hero Plasma or Destiny Hero Dogma. Aster loved Double Dude, and in this deck, with all of the advantage that you get and monsters that are just going to be randomly on your board for whatever reason, Double Dude, even though you can't special summon him, he'll come out quite easily in this deck, which is very, very good. So keep an eye out for Destiny Hero Double Dude. Definitely try to run him in your deck. Now, we finally got this Destiny Hero right here. 1 copy of Destiny Hero Disc Commander. Disc Commander, as you guys know, got the errata, but thanks to your Destiny Hero Dominance, Disc Commander can actually come back to the field, and the errata doesn't really even affect him. This is a pre-errata version of Disc Commander, so it doesn't have the new language on it. However, this effect will allow you to draw 2 cards. The Disc Commander is one of the key cards that I was talking about with your Destiny Hero Dominance. So for instance, if you send Destiny Hero Diamond Dude, Dasher, and Disc Commander to your graveyard, and during the end of your turn, you want to special summon them back, it's so important to know how you're going to stack the deck with your Destiny Hero Dominance, because you get 5 cards off the top of your deck. Before the end of the end phase, Disc Commander will draw you 2. Then your draw phase, you'll draw 1, and then Diamond Dude will mill the next card off the top of the deck. So the important thing is, okay, well, how do I stack these 5 cards on the top of the deck? This is one of those things that Aster talks about with Destiny and knowing what card he is absolutely destined to draw. He is he and Sartorius prided themselves on looking towards the future. So if you stack your deck wrong, you're not going to have as much advantage as you would if you stack your deck right. So Disc Commander in here. And then, of course, we've got 1 copy of Destiny Hero Captain Tenacious. This is very much a flavor card. You can replace Captain Tenacious and 1 Dasher with 2 Destiny Hero Malicious if that's more your flavor. But I love Captain Tenacious. He's probably one of my favorite Destiny heroes. Super, super good card. However, not anymore, really. You basically use Destiny Hero Captain Tenacious as kind of like a way to get your bigger monsters onto the board. And without tribute summoning them, because if a monster is destroyed by battle while Captain Tenacious is on the field during your next standby phase, if Captain Tenacious is still around, you can special summon that monster. So definitely a cool card and can set up an interesting lock if you let it. Now, the final of the old Destiny Hero monsters that we have in this deck is not 1, but 2 copies of Destiny Hero Dreadmaster. Now, you may be asking, why 2 copies of Destiny Hero Dreadmaster? He sucks. No, he does not suck. Destiny Hero Dreadmaster is actually the ace monster and the game ender in this Aster Phoenix character deck. And I will explain, the key difference between Destiny Hero Dreadmaster here and how most people, including myself, have viewed him. So Destiny Hero Dreadmaster has some very, very powerful effects. The first of which is that if he is special summoned off of the effect of Clock Tower Prison, you can destroy all monsters on your side of the field except Destiny Heroes, and then special summon this guy, and then special summon any 2 Destiny Hero monsters you want for your graveyard. In addition, this guy has a continuous effect that he gains the attack power of every Destiny Hero that you control. And that's their original attack value. So you can get him up to like 6,000 or 7,000 attack. He also has an effect that when he comes to the board through a special summon, you can lock down the field and make your cards impervious to destruction by battle and card effect, and you take no battle damage. So here's the key difference and something Konami pointed out and the reason and key that makes Dreadmaster as good as he is. You see, you use Dreadmaster mostly with Destiny Hero Dominance because Destiny Hero Dreadmaster's effect, while it requires Clock Tower Prison to special 2 Destiny Hero monsters from your graveyard, his attack gain effect and his effect to lock down the board upon special summon are not exclusive to being special summoned by Clock Tower Prison. That is right, guys. You can special summon this guy and still get those effects off. Now, why is this so important? Well, Destiny Hero Dreadmaster, when he comes to the board, can protect your life points like crazy if your opponent destroys your Destiny Hero Dominance on their turn. And if it's destroyed on your turn, when Destiny Hero Dreadmaster comes to the board, he locks out your whole field and gains a boatload of attack power. You can pair him with plasmas and dogmas and all sorts of other stuff, and he will just steamroll things. That protection is underrated, guys, and combined with a massive amount of attack power, it's very, very easy to get Dreadmaster out in this deck. So having 1 Dreadmaster in your graveyard to special summon off of Dominance is great. So I always like to send him as one of the Destiny heroes, but then also having a Destiny hero monster in your deck, because Clock Tower Prison, believe it or not, is also one of your key cards in this deck. And you guys won't believe me, but it's true. Moving on, we're going to finish up the monsters right now. We've got 1 copy of Destiny Hero Celestial. Got a very, very powerful draw effect. When you have no cards in your hand, banish him and another Destiny hero to draw 2, and he can also pop face up spell cards if he attacks. He's one of your strongest Destiny hero monsters, So definitely a good card to consider. We then have one copy of Destiny Hero Draw Hand, who I'm pairing together with Destiny Hero Dark Angel to create the crazy combo. So Draw Hand, when he comes to the board, you both players draw one card from their deck. And then Destiny Hero Dark Angel allows you to banish during the standby phase to stack a card. Both you and your opponent stack any spell cards at the top of your deck that you want. So here is the crazy move. And I'll show you guys that in a little bit as soon as I get to the card. Now, moving on to the big guys right here. We've got one copy each of Destiny Hero Plasma and Destiny Hero Dogma. Now, these guys are fantastic. I prefer Dogma over Plasma because I like the, I like summoning Dogma a little bit more because nobody really likes him too much. Everybody loves Plasma. Plasma is the one who gets more love because he's a game ender. He locks down the whole board, undisputedly better than Dogma in most scenarios. However, Dogma has that powerful 3,400 attack power, which is great if you have a Dreadmaster already protecting your board. And not to mention, guys, with 3,400 attack power, your Dreadmaster also goes up to 34. And if there's another monster on your field, such as a Destiny Hero Dreadmaster or a Destiny Hero Dasher or something like that, your Destiny Hero Dreadmaster goes up to 5,500 attack power, which is, in most situations, that's enough to end a game. So these guys are both great, and of course they're used as fusion materials for Destiny and Dragoon, but you can have 3 cards and get these guys out so often on their own that sometimes it's not even worth it. Last card we've got in this deck is one copy of Elemental Hero Stratos, the only Elemental Hero in this deck. Searches mostly in here used to search for your Plasma and Dogma when you need them, but of course you guys can replace it if you want to keep the deck more pure. So sorry that took like a million years, guys. I'm going to go through the rest of the deck a little bit faster. So starting things out, we have, for this spells, we've got 3 copies of Destiny Draw. Non-once per turn Pot of Greed-like card. Discard 1 Destiny Hero monster from your hand to the grave to draw 2 cards. So good. Now this is the card, the other card combined that makes this deck. This is Fusion Destiny, and we are running it at absolutely 3 copies in here. This card is so good. Any hand that you have with this card is almost an instant win hand, and if you don't draw this card, it's almost an instant lose hand. That is how good Fusion Destiny is in this deck. And what makes it so good is that it lets you send the Destiny Hero Fusion monsters from your deck to your graveyard, which means that there is no issue with it. And because, unlike some of the other fusion spells out there, Dominance doesn't specify which one. That's any 3 Destiny Hero monsters to your graveyard. A ton of them have amazing graveyard effects, and so it's very good to be able to use those special abilities like that. The next card we have in this deck is 2 copies of Over Destiny. You can target a Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard and special summon one from your deck with half the attack power or half the level stars or less of that monster. So sending something off of Fusion Destiny first turn, you can then use Over Destiny to grab a Diamond Dude from your deck and then stack the deck with your Dominance, and then use the Diamond Dude that you just got to mill the top spell card off the top of your deck to gain even more advantage for the next turn. So good. Also great for getting extra materials and fusion materials and stuff out for your other Destiny Hero Plasma and Dogma. So amazing card. Now we have these guys. 1 copy of Dark City. Not a lot of people run this, but since this is Jaden and Aster going at it, this is the Skyscraper clone for Destiny Heroes, and Dark City is a fantastic card, guys. Boost the power of your Destiny Heroes up by 1,000, and Lord knows that they need it way more than the Elemental Heroes do. This attack power boost is very good, but the main event right here in this deck is 1 copy of Clock Tower Prison. Now, remember when I said the Clock Tower Prison is the key card in this deck? I mean it. There's lots of ways to search it out of your deck, and I'm running certain cards in here that allow you to increase the clock counters on this quite fast. And so if your opponent doesn't focus on Clock Tower Prison early, they can find themselves running into a situation where this card is actually stopping them from winning the game. It's so, so good. And only at one copy in here, guys, because it splits time with your Dark City. But if it gets destroyed, no harm, no foul, but it can come in so, so handy, guys. Finally, for the field spell lineup, we got one copy of Terraforming in here just for that play. The next cards we've got, one copy of Cyclone Blade. This replaces MST in the Aster Phoenix deck because I got the ulti and I think it looks great, and it's kind of a card that pops things, and you have a lot of your spell cards and trap cards that really like being popped, especially your Clock Tower Prisons and your D-Tactics trap card to get you even more searches and stuff. So that's great for that. Now, here comes the combo piece right here. We've got one copy of DD Designator. We can't have a Destiny hero deck without the D. And here's a 3-card crazy combo that I dreamed up to make the ultimate Aster Phoenix Destiny hero deck. Now, how does this combo work? You use Destiny Hero Draw Hand, Destiny Hero Dark Angel, and DD Designator. Now, DD Designator allows you to declare any card in your opponent's hand, and you look at the hand and grab the card out and banish it from the game, which means that you even can do that under the new rules, like the Mind Crush rules, because you will know that your opponent has that card in their hand. But why is this so important? Using Dark Angel in your graveyard and Draw Hand, you can have Draw Hand in your graveyard sent off of any other card, and if it's sent or sent to the graveyard by a Destiny Hero monster, you'd special summon this card during your next standby phase. Also during the standby phase, Dark Angel's effect has the ability to banish itself and one other Destiny Hero to make both you and your opponent stack any spell card on the top of their deck. Really, really good most of the time. However, here's where Aster truly comes in. So first, what you do is with Destiny Hero Dark Angel in your graveyard, you banish it and another Destiny Hero monster, and your opponent stacks a spell card, they show you what they stack, and then you stack DD Designator on the top of your deck. Then you special summon Destiny Hero Draw Hand to the field, and Draw Hand makes you and your opponent both draw the top card of their deck. You draw the DD Designator, they draw whatever they stack. And then finally you play DD Designator, calling the very card that they drew and milling it from their graveyard, from their hand to the banish zone in the ultimate D Hero Phoenix style. That is what you call making someone destined to lose, guys. And of course, as I mentioned, an Aster deck would not be complete without the one and only, a Feather of the Phoenix. Aster Phoenix is the character, and of course we've got to have a card that's got the name of Feather of the Phoenix, but it also comes in super, super good. Allows you to stack the top of your deck, get Destiny Heroes from your hand to the grave that you want, and you can mill Diamond Dude off the top, or even do some crazy plays with Draw Hand to get that very card off the top of your deck to your hand. There are better options to do it, but I love a Feather of the Phoenix because, it's Aster Phoenix after all. The Phoenix rises, guys. Now moving on to the traps, this is the final part of the deck, and then I promise we're going to be done, guys. We have, starting off here, D-Tactics. This is one of the other new cards, but is purposely created to help facilitate the older stuff. Now, you can activate this card, and during every standby phase, any Destiny Hero monster you control automatically gains 400 attack power, and that happens during both you and your opponent's standby phases. In addition, if a level 8 or higher Destiny Hero monster, such as Dreadmaster, Plasma, Dogma, and Dominance, or specifically named Destiny and Dragoon is special summoned, you can non-target banish any card in your opponent's hand, field, or graveyard. So good. Its last effect is also amazing, and that if it happens to get destroyed, you can special summon, or you can add any Destiny Hero monster that you want straight from your deck right into your hand. Now, as I mentioned, we have 2 Eternal Dread. These cards are in here to add clock counters to your Clock Tower Prison, and this can get it up to 4 counters very, very fast. You have a lot of different ways to search Clock Tower Prison in this deck, so you're often not drawing into Eternal Dreads unless you already have Clock Tower out. Ideally, you like to wait to set these when you have them, because this is a very easy card to chain. Someone has you have these two sit down. Your opponent got Harpy Feather Duster. You trigger these 2 cards. They add 4 counters to your Clock Tower Prison. Clock Tower Prison destroys, specials you the Dreadmaster, specials 2 more Destiny Heroes from your deck, and further locks out the board. Your opponent can't kill you this turn. So good. Now, for some of the OG trap cards, we've got 1 copy of Destiny Mirage, 1 copy of D-Shield, 1 copy of Destiny Signal. These 3 cards are OG Aster Phoenix cards. Destiny Mirage is one where if you have Destiny heroes that are sent to the graveyard, basically, if any Destiny Heroes monster is destroyed by card effect, you trigger this card and it allows you to special summon any Destiny Hero monsters that were sent to the graveyard this turn, and that includes cards that were sent off the fusion effect as well. So that's so good, because any Destiny Hero card sent from anywhere to the graveyard can be special summoned, provided your opponent destroys a Destiny Hero by card effect on your board. D-Shield, when your opponent attacks in, you switch a Destiny Hero to defense, like Captain Tenacious. He protects your battle phase. All good there. And finally, Destiny Signal. This is kind of like the Hero Signal in the Elemental Hero deck. Your opponent destroys a monster by battle, and you trigger Destiny Signal to special summon a level 4 or lower one from your deck. The next card we've got in here, which I don't even know if we can use, is Waking the Dragon. Allows you to special summon any fusion monsters if it's sent to the grave or banished by an opponent's card effect. So it allows you to special summon stuff from the extra deck. I originally wanted to use this card to bring out Phoenix Enforcer and Shining Phoenix Enforcer, but it is so unfortunate, guys, that I'm not actually able to do that, because those cards can only be fusion summoned and not special summoned off of Waking the Dragon. But I think it would have been very, very cool. So nevertheless, guys, you can switch this up for something else if you want, but it's cool to go for your Destiny End Dragoons and other things if you so please. And the final card we've got in this deck, guys, is 1 copy of Metaverse, to get out your Clock Tower Prison during your opponent's standby phase and get putting counters on it right away. Also great for adding it to your hand in case your opponent's got like a Harpy's Feather Duster, or they have like an MST or other cards that can take that card off the field before you can load it up with counters. So, you know, playing with Clock Tower is all about loading the card up with counters before your opponent has a chance to destroy it, or even, you know, helping them to destroy it so that you can get those counters on and special your Dreadmaster out of your deck if you so choose. So guys, that is going to do it for my Aster Phoenix character deck. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are interested in building it. Let me just tell you, it is a fantastic deck. I don't know if I should do like a shorter profile or like some combos with this soon. I just feel like I've been talking for a little bit too long, but if you guys want, speed up the video, and let me know what you guys think. But thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. If you liked it, please remember to rate, comment, subscribe to the Team Time Riders YouTube channel. And this has been the Merman Master, signing out. Catch you guys next time. Peace.